Bloody beastmen. They're always up to something or other.
Found her. They're almost at the gate. But they won't be coming any closer. Farewell. That should buy Haven some time, at least.
Clive, are you all right?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Till he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
What? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tombury King may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. And I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Talor. I'm going up.
My thanks. I shall pray for both of you.
More of them. Come on, then. I crave an audience with your king. Another group. They don't look very regal. This is the mineral Pavar was talking about. The one that rings out like a bell. Still knows. Line of the king. Could Fanad have been wrong?
Careful.
There's dozens of them. The king must be close. We'll have to take care of his followers first. Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
Fetch!
Well, I'll be damned. It even has a crown. Sorry, Your Majesty, but your reign ends here.
me, boy.
It's done. Which means the curse should be broken. Let's see how Talor's doing.
Clive! Is it done then?
It is. I was going to ask if there had been any change in Talor's condition, but judging by that smile on your face, I think I already know the answer.
You do? Talor! He's back!
Thank you, my lord. I can never repay you for everything you've done for me. I owe you my life.
I'm just glad the curse is lifted. There is one thing I'd like to know, though. If you don't mind my asking. What made you seek the Tombury's help in the first place?
Oh, that, well, you deserve to know. It was years ago now, back in my trading days. The Sons of Greek arrested me in Oriflamme, chained me up in a lightless cell with a great sword hung over my head, ready to fall if I didn't confess. Though they never said to what. I didn't, of course. So eventually they just let me go. And I never told a soul. Tried to forget it ever happened. But then you came along and the sight of your sword brought it all flooding back. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't hardly breathe, and I thought that if I gave my old chain to the Tomburys, maybe they could take all that pain away. All that anger. But it only made it worse.
Oriflamme has fallen. And the men who tortured you likely fell with it.
If only I'd known, I might have spared everyone a lot of trouble. I'd convinced myself that you were like them, that all outsiders were the same, but you're not. Far from it. Thank you, son. Thank you.
Clive, there's something I need to tell you. After we parted ways on the path to the cloak, I went straight back to Talor and explained to him what you were doing on his behalf. And just like that, his pain began to fade.
What do you mean? Just like that? The Tombury King would have still been alive. I had to contend with dozens of his minions before I found him.
Then perhaps one of them warned him of your coming and he broke off his ritual. Or perhaps knowing that an outsider was fighting for him was what lifted the weight from Talor's heart. I know from experience that many illnesses are not wholly physical, but of the spirit, at least in part.
Was there ever really a curse then? Or was Talor simply suffering from the pain of his memories? And the guilt of what he'd done? For all the difference it makes. I suppose we'll never know.
Maybe not. But this much I do know. It was your strength and your selflessness that healed his heart in the end.
I'll be sure to tell my healer friend when I get home.
Talor's back to his old self. No trace of his pain remains. And it's all thanks to you.
You saved my life, son. I swear to you that I will never go near those Tomberries again.
What is it you want? Will that do you? I'd like to see another smith do better. A good tide to you.
Is that the hunter?
It's you. Nasef's savior.
Are you all right? What happened?
I was tracking an ibex when a great spout of water struck me square in the back. Sent me flying all the way across the clearing.
Did you see what made it?
No. All I heard was a noise. An ear-splitting din.
Might this be the culprit? Leave him to us. You've caused enough trouble. Chancellor, enough! Well, that wasn't too bad. Hardly a threat to the village, but you can't blame the boy for being scared.
You made that look a lot easier than it was.
Do you think that was the beast which attacked you?
That thing? Not a chance. Would have heard it coming a league away. And the blast of water that hit me was beyond anything an Archelon can manage.
Oh. A boy from the village sent me in search of a beast that could conjure such things, but...
That's it. That's the noise I heard. Sounded like it came from the ruins.
I'll go. You head back to Haven and see a healer.
Keep your wits about you, all right?
Fly, Ambrosia. What do we have here? Straight home now. Found her. Something's been busy. Whatever this creature is, it's out for blood. But it's not having ours. Stay close, Torgal. Where are you? time to put you to bed too. Fingers crossed that's the last of them. Either way, I should let Eirik know the danger is past. For now, at least.
How many times do we have to tell you? You're not to go out into the woods alone.
But I wasn't alone. You're back.
So? Did you find the fiend that attacked me and young Eirik here?
I did. It won't be troubling you anymore.
Yes. I knew you'd get it.
Only because you warned me of its existence. Not that you should ever have learned of its existence, but all's well that ends well, I suppose.
What was it, anyway?
A manifestation of Leviathan's power. When we visited Wallius in the Surge, he was angry and afraid. The Icon summoned these creatures for his protection. Though why one would be wandering the ruins of Riversmeet, I don't know.
Maybe it was looking for his mum. That's where she died, isn't it? The Falls.
The Falls?
Aye. When they took her baby, she threw herself off the top. We go there once a year to pay our respects. The whole village.
An Eggy is a part of its master's spirit, but Wallius wouldn't have been aware of what had happened to his mother, would he?
Well, either way, you did us a favor putting that thing to rest. Us and Wallius. Thank you.
Aye. Thanks, mister.
It was supposed to be me catching the beasts of the forest unawares, not the other way around.
When I grow up, I want to be a mighty warrior like you. I want to train with the sword every day.
Careful.
This should be the path to Witchdrop. Hungry, Toggle. Time to fight.
To me, boy. You're a fine hound.
Is that beast ringing? like it isn't only Haven's blacksmith that has an appetite for these things. Here's our welcoming party. Nice try. Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave? This must be it.
My lord, thank you for making the path safe again.
Ise. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived, fled or dead in the Western Wars.
All except Isay, who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself. Some years after Isay's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate. She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for Isay, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? Isay's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her.
Or perhaps her spirit. What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare. Perhaps his spirit too became enravelled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was Isay's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
Thank you, my lord, for reuniting them. Thank you, my lord, for reuniting them.
And her talk.
These will do nicely. Return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent. There should be a sprig or two of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist. You could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Givra from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
Oh, I feel so much better.
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Givra choosing the ruins for its hunting ground, it's that there's plenty of fresh water nearby.
Where should we lay the bait?
Givers are creatures of habit. Look for some sign of its passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
Marking its territory.
Something was. A curl, maybe.
Tracks. But I assume they're too small to belong to a Givra.
You're right. They're barely big enough to belong to a Givra's breakfast.
A fresh kill.
But not a Givra's. The wounds are too clean, too small.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
And not just any claws. These belong to a Givra. There's no mistaking them. We'll lay the bait here.
Let's hope our friend is hungry. Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Geevers are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an icon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the moats of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fibre of his being. I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming. Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to. Don't let it escape.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing, the river of life has calmed. O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open ocean. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate once more.
Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Ymilla before it spoils.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed as planned?
It did. Here. 1 Geaver tongue, as promised.
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, Tributary.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask.
No, no. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return but my gratitude.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well, you know.
Thank you. Truly.
It's good to have him back. How do I know the lad?
No, it has to be him.
What has to be who? If you, don't mind my asking.
It's not your asking, I mind. It's my explaining. But I don't see any other way around it. You see, when a baby is born here, we hold a ceremony to welcome them. The rite of immersion, we call it. But I don't know whether Wallius was ever afforded that courtesy. What is abundantly clear, though, is that my ancestors never welcomed him as one of us. And I want to change that. The problem is, the ceremony requires 3 ministrators, the baby's parents and a witness. As tributary, the role of witness would normally fall to me, but being Wallius's closest living relative, I must play the role of mother.
So you want me to serve as witness in your stead?
That's right. A witness must be a trusty guardian, ready to steer the child through the stormy waters of life and on to tranquility. which is why I thought of you.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, Clive.
So, if you will serve as mother and I as witness, who will take on the father's role?
I have a younger brother. He should be making ready for the rite as we speak, though whether he is or not. Let me introduce you.
Please do. If he's anything like his sister, I'm sure we'll get on famously.
I'll bid him come to the Witten Hall. Will you wait for us there?
Gladly.
Yes? I'd like to see another smith do better. There. Flawless. A good tide to you.
I'm so sorry for all the trouble I
I heard the tributary can fell an ibex from 100 paces.
Thank you again, my lord. My sister has begun taking the Givra tongue broth. She says it tastes like something out of a latrine, but the colour seems to be returning to her cheeks.
And then I dreamed.
Clive, my brother.
If it isn't my old mate Sid!
You?
So you do remember me, even stripped of my cunning disguise? I'm touched.
You two know each other.
My friends and I crossed paths with your brother on our hunt for the dusk crystals, during which we saved his life. 3 times, was it?
3, 4, who's counting? All I know is when Shula mentioned she'd called in Sid the Outlaw to help young Walyas, I could be sure that the little rascal was in safe hands. I mean, having seen you in action back at the tower, I know exactly what you're capable of.
So the mercenary you met in the Sage Spire, that was Clive. And he saved your life? That's a rather different story from the one you told me. And a far likelier one at that. It would appear my family owe you twice over. Whether they admit it or not. Honestly, Fammy, would it kill you to tell the truth once in a while?
What? I said sorry, didn't I? How about we save the, recriminations until after the ceremony, eh?
Speaking of which, what does this ceremony involve exactly?
It's simple, really. We each say a short prayer and anoint the child's head with holy water.
Nothing too onerous, then.
Not about the rite itself, no. But it does call for some preparation. One of the witness's responsibilities is to collect the holy water, you see. 3 phials for the 3 ministrators. each taken from a particular place. Don't worry, though. It's not as if you have to go alone. I can show you the way.
I'd appreciate that.
Famiel, you stay here and ready the Witten Hall.
Leave it to me.
If there's anything Jill and I can do to assist you...
We'd be glad to help.
Thank you both. All right then, let's get started, shall we? There are 3 types of holy water that we must collect. The water of the mountain, of the river, and of the sea. We take the water of the mountain from the spring atop Maiden's March. The water of the river from the course that flows through the ruins of Riversmeet. And the water of the sea from the shallows of Tailwind Bay. Here are the phials we'll be using in the ceremony. I'm ready to leave whenever you are.
Fly, Ambrosia. Stay back! I'm warning you!
Someone's in trouble. Come on.
Help! Help? What help? Nobody's coming to... Help?
We're here to help.
Keep its attention on us.
I'll do more than that.
Is anyone hurt?
Oh, Sid! Thank all the clouds in the heavens you came.
You saved us. Again.
Would you two care to explain what you're doing up here?
The chief sent us to fetch incense for the ceremony. So the Witten Hall smells nice. For the little Ben.
You mean to tell me you braved this den of deadly beasts for some tree sap?
You don't have to do everything he says, you know.
Or if you must, at least have the good sense to ask one of our hunters to accompany you.
We're sorry.
It's fine. Just go back to the village before you get yourselves into any more trouble.
Right you are.
Oh, and thanks and that.
Remind me to give my brother a cuff round the ear when we get back. Right then. Let's collect this water, shall we? The rain that falls on the mountain emerges here, in these springs.
The source of the river. The source of life.
Precisely. Take care not to spill it.
Right. Let's save that for the ceremony.
We can collect the water of the river from here.
All right.
The water of the river represents life. It is constantly moving, constantly changing. And though its course may twist and turn or branch into 1,000 separate streams, it always flows in the same direction, from source to sea, beginning to end.
Like time. What of Wallius, then? When your ancestors froze him, did they remove him from the River of Life?
They did. Like an ice-bound pool that didn't thaw for 80 summers. But now he's free to flow again, to live. And you and I shall flow with him, for we are all but drops of water in the great river of life.
I find that thought oddly reassuring.
Go on.
A drop of water might seem insignificant on its own, but as a part of a torrent, it can cleave a path through the hardest rock. It makes me believe we humans might just stand a chance.
I believe we might. Just one more file to go then.
Nearly done. Come on. Yeah! Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia.
Careful. This path leads down to the coast. Usually we keep this gate shut tight, but since this is a special occasion... Thank the tides the weather held. This place can be treacherous when the waves are high. If it weren't for the holy water, no one would ever come down here.
I'll be sure to watch my step.
Water flows to the sea, then rises into the clouds. Just like life, the end is not the end, only a new beginning. My ancestors chose this place because it was where the first boat landed.
Then it's a good thing they didn't land closer to the surge.
Quite.
The water of the sea. I still can't help but be awed by it.
Oh? All that wave ever made me feel was pity and sorrow for the innocent life trapped inside it. The child my great-grandfather sacrificed to try to change his people's fate. It was wrong, an unforgivable sin. But I often wonder, will my descendants ever forgive me for what I have done? As tributary, I've faced many difficult choices. And though I've always striven to do what's best for my people, here we live in poverty, hidden away from the world. So have my choices denied them a better life, just as my ancestors denied Walyas his?
No. You would not forcibly sacrifice one of your people to save the others. You do the best you can for all of them, as do I. We share in their woes, just as we share in their joys. And the most we can do is try to bring them more of the latter.
Aye, you're right. And try I shall, to bring all of my people a better tomorrow. Walyas included.
Then I wish you luck. If my time with the boy is any indication, he's going to be quite a handful.
Then we must start as we mean to go on, and give him the very best welcome we can.
Where to next, then?
Back to the village, to find out if my brother has made the necessary preparations. Or got his lackeys to do it for him.
We have the holy water. Is everything else in place?
All ready to go. Told you could count on me.
Then let us begin. Famiel, have your men summon everyone to the Witten Hall.
Right you are.
Shula, wait. I don't know the words.
Don't worry. There aren't many of them. We'll have time enough to practice before people arrive. My friends, we are gathered here today to welcome this child into our community by the rite of immersion, as has been our custom since the first reign. As tributary, I would normally perform the rite with the child's parents, but Walyas's mother and father returned to the sea long ago. So I and my brother Famiel shall serve as his family, while the one who returned him to us shall bear witness in my stead. Clive, if you would step forward.
like the rain that falls on the mountains tall, are we born.
Like the river that flows through the valleys below, do we live.
Like the boundless sea, where the currents run free, do we die, and to the clouds then rise again.
The circle of water is the circle of life, and today from the heavens falls rain anew. This child, Walyas, now joins our stream, and he shall flow with us from the mountains to the sea. You played your part to a T, Clive. Thank you. It means a lot to us.
I was honored to be asked, and terrified I'd miss.
Now that you're part of the family, young Walyas, my lad, Uncle Samuel can teach you the ways of the world.
Oh no, he can't.
Eh?
Don't be so hasty. Your brother's knack for self-preservation might serve him well.
Ha! You are never going to let me live that down, are you?
I'm gonna raise Walyas as if he were my own. Teach him everything I know about life, our people, and our past. But with all the mother crystals gone, he will grow up in a world without comforts. One where we only have ourselves and each other to rely on.
I'd say your people are better prepared than most to survive in such a world, Shula. To thrive, indeed, under your guidance.
Only if nature continues to smile on us. If we were to lose her gifts, we'd be left with nothing at all.
Yes. But it needn't come to that. Not if we can stop the spread of the blight. So long as we can save a single patch of soil, we can plant the seeds for a new world. One where we can all be free.
Perhaps then we might finally be able to step out from behind our curtain, eh? Till that day comes, I wish you good tide.
Thank you. We should be on our way.
Well, you be careful out there.
Aye, you steer clear of trouble now.
Likewise.
We must be the first outsiders to have witnessed that rite in over a century.
Wallius has been waiting for it for nearly as long. He seemed pleased to be finally rejoining the family.
Now all we have to do is save that family. To change our river's course.
Oh, yes, is a little sweet.
It was a good thing you did for Talon. Thank you.
Yes? A good tide to you.
When you've decided what you want, just let me know. Well, if you're sure you need it, may it serve you well. I'll be here. Will you be back soon? You've still got to tell me everything else about the outside.
You don't reckon Shula's thinking...
Reckon my steel's just as good as any. Better than you. Done. A good tide to you.
Cheers for helping out Halleck and Marnik, by the way.
Didn't the chief do well? His performance made all the maidens in the village go misty-eyed.
Nah, that was our incensers doing, I reckon. The smoke like.
Cheers for helping out Halleck and Marnik, by the way. I told them to run at the first sign of trouble, but in fairness, I didn't specify in which direction.
Yes, my lord. I will continue to support Lady Shula. But change is coming, and steer one she shall. Fare you well, my lord.
Wallius is asleep. Meeting every one of your friends and...
Oh, it's good of you to humour the children like you do.
Me humour them? Ah, I think it's more the other way around. And perhaps it always has been. I remember Sula and Famienza.
Valius is asleep. Meeting every one of your friends and relatives in the space of a single day is enough to tire anyone out.
It looks like most of the Elder's blessings survived the storm.
One moment, to Laws, bound for the sea. The next he's as sprightly as a streaming spirit.
Just the man I've been wanting to speak to.
Hervé, I see you're still here.
And here I am to stay. I've been accepted as part of the family and get to spend the rest of my life with the woman I love. Oh, I could shout it from the mountaintops!
But you won't, because you know our secret must be kept on pain of death, don't you? Forgive us. This is all still rather new.
But it's decided. He's allowed to stay.
He is. On the condition that he agrees to abide by our laws and work for the good of us all, never leaving this place save with the tributary's permission.
As if I'd ever want to. I'd sooner die than be parted from my little canary again.
Well, be sure to think about that next time you feel like shouting from the mountaintops.
But my little canary, all I ever think about is you.
I'm sure the two of you will be very happy.
And should that ever change, I can always beg the tributary to reverse her judgment. But thank you for everything.
Don't worry. Even if I do unwittingly break the rules, at least I'll die happy.
Hervé's enthusiasm was one of the things that first attracted me to him. I only hope we can turn it to more productive ends.
You all right, boy?
We're offering a prayer to our ancestors that they might continue to watch over Walliers and our people from the heavens above. I shall ask them to watch over you and yours. You don't reckon Shula's...
So sorry for all the trouble I put you to. It all seems like madness now. I mean, who in their right mind would turn to the Tomberries fair?
I don't know if she mentioned, but your friend Jill helped me remake the talismans we decorated the Witten Hall with for young Wallis's immersion. And a dab hand she was too. If she ever wants to leave your tribe for ours, I'll put in a good word with the tributary. I don't know if she mentioned, but your friend Jill helped me remake the talismans we decorated the Witten Hall with for young one.
I heard the tributary can fell an ibex from 100 paces.
I used to think we had more than enough crystals. But once we use up what's left, the glamour will fade and we'll be out of a job. And what we do then?
We can worry about that when it happens. For now, let's make the most of this beautiful blue sky while it lasts, eh?
You might have a white chocobo, but have you ever seen a silver one? They had them in the north, apparently. They were flighty creatures, though, and the old northerners never managed to tame them. Oh, what I wouldn't give to try. You might have a white chocobo, but have you ever seen a silver one? They had them in the north, apparently. They were flighty creatures, though, and the old northerners never managed to tame them.
Before the rite, I'd never seen Wallius in the flesh before. Always thought he'd have an aura, like. Something that marked him out as different. But no, he was just a sweet little babby like any other. How my ancestors did what they did to him, I'll never know. Before the rite, I'd never seen Wallius in the flesh before.
Wish I got to go off on adventures like Famiel.
Are you joking? Some of the scrapes he's got himself in, they'll be bringing you home in a box.
I'm so sorry for all the trouble I put you to. It all seems like madness now.
You don't reckon Shula's thinking of dispelling the glamour, do you?
Oh, Wallius is a little sweetheart, isn't he?
So what happens when we run out of dusk crystals?
I'm sure the tributary has a plan. Oh, it's good of you to humour the children like that.
Wallius is asleep. Meeting every one of your friends and relatives in the space of a single day is enough to tire anyone out.
Got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night?
Ah, Lord Rossfield. So surprised.
What are you after? Thanks very much. There you go. Much obliged. There you go. Much obliged. Thanks very much. 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 Maybe lighten your load first? That all, is it?
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course they will. It's just a big crystal. How hard could it be?
The hour fast approaches. Time is nigh, Ifrit.
All is well, I trust? Journeying through Mysidia. For is it not the fate of every dominant? And so it falls to us. Shall we then?
Good morrow to you, my friend. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. You are always welcome, Clive.
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects of evil than most other beasts?
It's him, I tell you!
Welcome back, Sid. As if setting our people free wasn't enough. Good news, everyone. The casks have been liberated. Here's to Sid. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Ready for the big heave-ho, are you?
I'll hold the fort. Don't you worry.
Still alive, are you? Go on, then. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. Finished, are you?
Trouble with your gear, or St. Phonian, do you?
You plumbed the very abyss, yet still you hunger. We are impressed.
Is that so? Not again.
Is ours, and now it is yours. Consider it a gift from us to you, a taste of things to come.
You still think I'm going to be your vessel? I'll take your gift then, Ultima. Just don't expect it back.
You hear me? I will never be yours!
You, who ever rail against our gifts, remain all too eager to avail yourself of them. Perhaps you require more time to reflect.
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to East. But as soon as
What is it, Clive? You can always tell me.
I've been thinking. But what of Shiva's dominant? She sacrificed everything. And in so doing,
I'm always with you, Clive.
Want a word? I know
you'll do right by us, Clive.
Clive. What is it that you wish to learn? I have the details here. Here you are. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
I read Gav's report on Stone here. Only wish I could have been there to see the Mother Crystal.
Do you see anything you like? I do like a customer who knows what he wants. You've a keen eye. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. You've a keen eye. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. An excellent choice. Come back again.
The Guardians of the Flame were true friends to the rest. Far enemies.
What are you after? Very well.
Did you ever find those three hooded characters who ran off into the dim?
We had no idea what it meant to live free.
My lord? Found to give you strength.
Welcome, welcome. Of course. Take care.
Welcome to Dravoj, Sid. Our gate's always open for you and yours.
Good day. Certainly. Go safely now.
Welcome to the Briar's Kiss, but you've only just arrived.
Well,
From bearer boy to mayor of Dalamil. How far Lubor has come. And how rich.
Bearer or no, Lubor saved this town.
How about a few spicy sausages to
So, you're going to join the watch after all, then?
We were set upon by a whore who used to run this.
Right after the famine.
Anything I can interest you in? An excellent choice. Here you are. An excellent choice. Here you are. An excellent choice. Pleasure trading with you. An excellent choice. Here you are. My thanks. An excellent choice. Pleasure trading with you. Anything else I can take off your hands? Thank you kindly. Pleasure trading with you.
Thank you kindly. Anything else I can take off your hands? Pleasure trading with you. Anything else I can take off your hands? Thank you kindly. Pleasure trading with you. Anything else I can take off your hands? Thank you kindly. Here you are. An excellent choice. I doubt you can carry any more. Here you are. Thank you for your custom.